Hey guys, happy Sunday morning. How are you? So we have had a really great start with our clean week and doing all of this prep, and I'm really excited for you. And I saw everybody coming in yesterday and they're doing their meal plans. And I asked everybody, how long did it take you? Guys, it took between 10 and 20 minutes. So for people that have struggled with the meal planning piece of this, we keep it simple. If you've watched that video of how we're going to write it down, how to start, you got to get started. We got to have a plan. So the likely when you have a plan, you're going to stick to it, or it becomes easier to stick to it. Okay. So now we're actually going to do some things today. On Sundays, what I like to do now that I have my meal plan, I will typically, if I don't get a chance to go to the grocery store on Saturday, I do it on Sundays. And on Sunday, I call this my prep day. And in the afternoon, just because I normally get to the grocery store sometime in the morning or in the early afternoon, and then I take a couple hours. Yes, I said a couple hours. This is not the same for everybody, but I'm just going to tell you what I do now and a lot of what I started doing. And why we meal prep. People are like, oh my God, it takes forever. It takes hours. It takes all day to do this. Yes and no. There's a couple different versions of meal prepping. And what you have to ask yourself is, what do I need to do to save time? Like, where is my time taken during the day? So when we made our meal plan, and when we sat down and we made that meal plan, did you also look at your calendar and say, we're going to have soccer one night. We're going to have, I've got Boy Scouts one night. My husband's got class one night. I do that every time. Or maybe like we've got people coming in from out of town. So we know that, oh, we might be going out. You might have a birthday coming up or some sort of event there. So plan what obstacles are going to be during your week. And I call them obstacles because they take up part of your time. And it's going to be time that you don't have to dedicate to, making an elaborate meal. And none of these, if you're following the clean week plan, none of these are really elaborate meals. These are pretty simple, but they do take a little bit of time to make. So when I approach meal planning, I approach it with meal prepping. I approach it with I keep in mind what I can do to cut down time later on. So when I come home on a Monday, it's a lot easier for me because that's a really, really busy day for us and we get home late. So what do I need? I typically am going to need the meal already ready, meaning I probably will do a crock pot meal that day, or I will do something that I have already made up that I can just throw in the oven. So what is something easy that you can make? And I also look at what can I do to save the time to have things ready ahead of time so they're just grab and go. That's another thing. Like for me, I don't like chopping vegetables, and that becomes my excuse. And I know this. So if I'm during the week and I don't have something readily available to just pull out and it's already ready to go, I'm probably going to I might make a choice that's not the healthiest choice that I could be doing. Whereas if I had the vegetables already, I'm like, oh, I've already got them ready. I need to use them before they go bad. So I will do things like, if I have broccoli on my list, I will have broccoli. I chop up broccoli and I put it into a container. I will chop up, like I've got butternut squash that we're working on some recipes for. But if you've ever had to peel and cube up or scoop out and cube up butternut squash, that can take some time. So I will do it in that dedicated amount of time that I have on Sundays to meal prep. I will also do things like I will cube up melon. My boys love melon because I prep for them as well too. So I make sure that they have healthy lunches. So I'm cubing up melon. I will do up 1 to 2 dozen hard-boiled eggs. That's a great source of protein, and it's a great go-to snack. If you're struggling, if for whatever reason you're off your meal plan, have hard-boiled eggs in your refrigerator, done up and ready to go. And it takes 20 minutes, and you just throw them in, and you're off and doing something. And you can have your butternut squash cut up, and you can have your cantaloupe, all your melon or whatever it is that you're doing. You can have that all chopped up. So we see people, maybe you are a person that has a lot of space, you have a lot of Tupperware already. One approach to meal prepping is that they will make up all of their lunches for the week. And they might be eating the same thing. It might be vegetables, chicken, and a rice or something, and they're going to have that every day for lunch. That is an option. Like, you could take that and do 5. Me personally, I don't have the space, and I don't have the I do not have the Tupperware. You know, I don't have the equipment to do something like that. And so I don't prep 5 days in advance. I prep whatever I can. I look at the menus. Here's another thing that I do. I'll print off the menu, or I'll print off the recipe of what it is I'm going to do, so I have it handy as well. So I'm not flipping back and forth and trying to find it and look at it. I have it there, and I have it easy to grab. So are you guys getting the idea of like what we need to do to be like preparing ourselves, you know, and what we can do to have that easy and convenient food available to us, instead of going and saying, oh, I don't have anything ready. You know, you've got a plan. We've now got our plan in place. If you didn't do your plan yesterday, do it today. It takes 10, 20 minutes. And now take some time today, and just like we've done it, the kids have been playing, and I can cut up some strawberries, and I can have that food all ready and available to us. I cut up radishes. I cut up, I'll just buy the carrots. I'll be honest. I buy the little baby carrots. It's way easier than cutting up and making your sticks. But what is it you can do to have it ready ahead of time? Do you need, is there going to be chicken, or is there going to be beef, or is there going to be fish, or what is it? Can you pull out, and like if you have fish and it's a frozen fish, pull it out ahead of time. Like pull it out the night before, pull it out before you go to work, so that you have it ready. Or you have portions available too. Another tip that I have done is, if I have a number of things that are going to require a bunch of ingredients and seasonings, I will take a little Tupperware container and I will measure it all out, and I will label it which meal I need it for. And so then I can literally, I walk in, here is my chicken, I dump it on there, I mix it all up, and it goes right into the oven, and it's done. And you see how it's cut off a lot of time, whereas you'd be going and pulling out the seasonings, and it might only take 5 or 10 minutes. But guys, think about what your life looks like when you come home from work, or you come home from, you know, activities or whatever it is that you're doing. What do you have for time? What excuse are you going to be giving yourself that you don't want to do something, or you just don't feel like it? I will tell you, if it is ready, if it is there, and if it is accessible to you ahead of time, you will do it. You will use it. And then you're not wasting food either. That's the other great piece of this. So I am excited for you guys. I want to hear about your meal prepping and how it's gone. I want to hear about your meal planning. I really want us to have a great clean week. We've given you the tools now to set up and be successful for this week. And if you haven't done it already, write down, put it on your calendar. I have Google Calendar, and I have in there what time I get up and I work out. Guys, think about this. If you have it on the calendar, are you going to miss a dentist appointment? Are you going to miss going to the doctor for something? The answer is no. You have it on there, and you hold yourself accountable. You're like, okay, I've got to be here. Make that appointment with yourself. It is just as important. So put on your calendar what time you're going to work out, okay? And hold yourself to that. Set the alarm and do that, okay? And get that box checked, all right? You guys, super excited. I'll talk to you later.